Drop the brace.
Hey guys, Mike here, and welcome to my pilot episode for my Barrows Bounty series. So, this is the series that I was talking about yesterday that I wanted to start, and anybody who knows me knew this was going to come eventually. Because I have done so much Barrows in the past, and I still love it to this very day, so it was a perfect match for a series for me. I mean, it really just was. So this is going to be very similar to other Barrows series that you've probably seen. My goal at the moment is to collect all of the Barrow items. The thing is, there's some caveats. The only Barrows items I'm going for at the moment are the original Barrow brothers' armor, and, you know, their weapons, all of their items. So this will not include accuracy, and at the moment it won't include the deluxe when it comes out. But the way I will add those into the series is I will add accuracy at least when I get his first item. If I get his first item, like if I get the requirements and am able to get one item, I will start adding him to the list for the rest of the series. Or if I collect all the other Barrows items before I somehow get to accuracy. That's very unlikely, but those are the two caveats to that. For the Barrows Deluxe, we'll just have to see how Barrows Deluxe is when it comes out, and if I can add it to the list, I'll add it, or if I have to make a completely new series from it, I'll just make a side series to this series. As for if you think I can actually do this, I've actually done it before. On my oldest account, I actually got all the Barrows items before, barrowed them all up myself, and I kept a huge log. I don't have it anymore, unfortunately. I think I have one that's like 300 long or something, but I did have an over 10,000 barrow run log back in the day when I was doing barrow runs on NeoSeeker. So I know what I'm talking about when it comes to barrows, and now that I've came back and with the EOC combat, it's kind of easier now, but I think it's way more fun, even at mid-level here. I'm sure it will get boring if I was like super high level and I could do better bosses, but right now I'm really enjoying myself, and that is why I've wanted to start this series. So without further ado, I'm going to start the series off by giving a quick look at what I do during my runs at this level. So like I said, I do not have the greatest of stats right now. They're mid-high level, whatever you want to call them, level 70s, and it still is. I find it really fun at these levels, so it's not that bad at all. I mean, look at my inventory. I take lobsters because I'm trying to get rid of them and I don't want to sell them. I bring a range switch, but I don't bring a melee switch. I don't really need to worry about it too much most of the time. Carol's is the most dangerous in the tunnel right now, but nah, it's not too bad, as you'll see. So I don't have the Draken's medallion, so I have to ectofile and then run there, which is not a problem for me. But we're going to head there now and do a Barrows run. So my equipment, my starting equipment is just mage gear. I'm using the emissary's helm because I don't have a really good magic helm right now, so this will work well enough for now. And I'm using a magic pendant because I want to get rid of it, and it's still got like 3k charge on it, so it's good experience there. Ring of Wealth gives you some food from the chest sometimes and potions. The potions aren't really that helpful, but it does stack up a lot of prayer points or prayer pots because I don't use prayer pots on this anymore now that I have a God statue to recharge on every time I go down with the ectophile. And if you have the Draken's medallion, you can recharge at Darkmire, so it doesn't even matter there either. And you will not need all the prayer in the tunnels because, you know, you're going to get drained anyway. So I guess the only time you would need prayer still right now is if you get Derek's in the tunnel, but he's not that dangerous. He's only dangerous if both of your stuns do not hit him. And usually they do. So I just, in general, don't worry about it. My chat bar get resized to a normal size. I don't really remember how I usually like my bar, but I just kind of keep it there. Alright, so we're heading to the Barrows. My Barrows kill order is pretty much the same as it was before. I just killed Derek, Varric, Torags, Guthans, and then I go Carols and Arams. I think I might have went Carols and Arams before because to use up my prayer, but now since it really doesn't matter. See, here's the best thing about it. You just use impact and then use your other abilities, and they cannot move. And it may seem a little cheap and it may seem too easy, but I just love it. It's not like it was any different than before. You were just using prayer potions and you were not getting hit because of the prayer. So it's kind of the same, except they do drop really quickly. At level 60, I just could not hit them at all. So this boost to level 70 gear with this Aram staff is a huge difference. I'm also not sure if it's affected by the fact that the level update came out, so your stats matter now. I don't know how much that would actually have affected me if I was at level 60 and still having the terrible accuracy. But level 70 definitely rocks, and I love it. So as you can see, I'm just gonna murder these melee monsters. Barrows brothers, monsters, same thing. Sometimes they can get out of the stun and they'll come after you, but they're really not too dangerous except for Derek's, as usual. All the rest of them barely hit. Varrox maybe is another dangerous one that if he gets out of his bind, he'll come at you, but with enough food, it's just not a problem. I've died once to Derek's in the tunnel, and that's because both of my stuns missed, and I thought that I was just going to kill him and not worry about it. That was probably not the best idea. I didn't lose anything, of course, because I spawned in Canifus and could run back easily, but it was no biggie there. And see, they just go down so easily. Then for Carol's, I swapped to the range gear. It's not the best for defending against him, but at least it is a little bit more than the mage gear would have given me. And I use range protect prayer, even though you don't really need to. He will kind of hit hard no matter what. So you just use my things, and yeah, that missed, so no use kicking him. I'm gonna kick him anyway, stun him. The reason I'm using a dragon spear also is he's weak to stab, and I didn't want to bring a Barrows item because last time I forgot to. I don't know. I don't know why I'd want to use a Barrows item here. It's just the spear works just as well. It goes really quick. I didn't notice any kind of speed difference. Oh, I shouldn't have berserked. Whatever. I didn't notice a speed difference when I was compared to the flail, so it's good enough just to go with that. And then Aram's, I just switched to my crystal bow, and I'm already in range gear, and I use whatever prayers left. Oh, I forgot to switch my bar. Use whatever prayers left, because it's going to all disappear in the tunnels anyway, so it's not really useful to keep it going. And then rapid fire will probably kill him, because rapid fire is such an amazing range ability. Alright, so now our tunnel brother was Varrox, so we can switch back to mage. Eat a little bit just to get to the green. Safing a little bit, as some people would call it, I guess. Alright. Into the tunnel we go. Gotta find the right door. And the kill count that you should get is 6. I'm pretty sure it was confirmed on the forums quite a while ago that 6 is the only number that you need to get to. It doesn't need to be a certain amount. It's not the more monsters you kill, the better loot. It's just 6 of any monster, and it will work. 6 plus all the Barrow brothers, of course. You have to kill each Barrows brother that you want to get a piece from. I think it's just better to kill all the brothers anyway, so you don't have to selectively get the pieces, because your chance of getting the item isn't based on the brother anyway, so might as well raise the chances of getting a Barrows item that you don't want compared to no Barrows item at all. And that is why I just think it's better to kill them all. Also, save your impact if you're killing these enemies with mage, because you're going to want it. The Barrows brother can spawn on any of the doors, so you want to make sure that your impact is charged, so you can do this and run away from them. And then own them with other things like wild magic. Wild magic is so nice now that you can actually hit with it. And that's pretty much a Barrows run. Easy, simple, and I enjoy it now. Let's see what we get. Nothing. Alright, so if I didn't have enough food, I would teleport using the ectophile, but since I have enough food, I'm just going to run out and head back the way I came so I can climb up the rope, and then I'll start another Barrows run. So that's basically how my Barrow runs go, and that's how I'll be doing my Barrows run for until I get, better weapons or something. That'll be how it stays, and it might even be the same even after that, because I always like to barrow like minimalistically. I like to spend as little as possible, especially now that the runes aren't worth quite as much and the Barrows items are going down. So I want to spend as little as possible. All in all, this was a pretty big week for Barrows for me, because just coming back, I really had to want to do it a lot. So I did like 73 runs or something in the last 4 days. And so I did get a few items, but I'm not going to guarantee exactly how many runs I'm going to do a week. I'm just going to do whatever I feel like doing that week. And if I don't get an item that week, there won't be a Barrows series that week. That's basically how it will go. So I'm not going to force you to watch a whole bunch of empty chest videos or something like that. As for this week's items, I only have pictures of them because I didn't think that I was actually going to be doing a series. So I just took pictures instead of having videos. But in the future episodes of this series, I will have videos of the items. I'll videotape every chest so that I can get all the items on camera. Except for these pictures, of course. And I actually missed one this week on picture, but I have a adventure log pic of it, so that'll work just the same, hopefully. For this week, I started off with a Carol's Coif. That was my first ever Barrows item on digits, unfortunately. After that, I got an Aram's hood, so that was okay. It was actually less than the Coif, so actually, I guess I should be happy that I got the Coif first. After that, I got a Carol's offhand pistol crossbow, which was pretty nice. It sold for 1.2, so that was pretty decent. That was the one I was missing the pic for, so this is just a log picture of it. And actually, it says that I got it after Carol's Coif, so I think I might have gotten these pictures mixed around in my dating, and I actually got the Aram's hood after the pistol crossbow, but it's basically the same thing. After that, I was also able to get a regular Carol's crossbow, so Carol has really enjoyed giving me his items this week, it seems. I guess we're just like old buddies or something. And then earlier today, I got a Torg's plate legs, which I kind of wish I would have been recording for that, but I didn't. It just skipped my mind. I'm not used to it yet, but I will get into the habit of doing that, just for this series. To wrap up this video, I'm going to show you what I got this week, guys. This is all of it in my inventory. The money is for the pistol crossbow. It sold for 1.2 mil. And the runes and the bolt racks are actually exact, but the runes are an approximate of how much I got because I wasn't sure how many runes I had before I got the items from Barrows, so it's just an approximate, but it's pretty close because I compared it to what my last video was, that showed my bank and the runes, and I haven't really got that many runes since then. So it's close enough. So we can just price check things real quick. As you can see, I haven't used any of them. And we can throw them all in there. So this is 6 mil for like 70 runs of Barrows. So it's almost a mil per 10 runs. So 100k. Yeah, 100k per run. So yeah, I guess it's pretty terrible compared to some of the other things, but since it is it's kind of mid-ish level stuff, and I find it fun. It's just my thing, as I love doing it. Also, I wanted to say that since this is a pilot episode of the series, depending on how you guys like it and what comments you want to leave me in the comment section below, I probably will do more, but if you don't want me to do more, you can just tell me not to do more. I mean, I'll do what you guys want, but if I do continue the series, there will be many changes. I'll make it look better. Like, I'll probably have graphics on what items that I get and what I don't have and how many of them I have, and I'll have actual videos of the chest and the items that I get that I couldn't get this week. So in all, it would be a much more fine-tuned series. I was just wanting to get this out there to see how you guys would like it and what your thoughts on it were. But that wraps up week 1 of my Barrows Bounty series, guys. If you enjoyed it, like I said, leave a comment below. I'll get back to you, and until next time, this is Mike from FullHouseRS, and I will see you next time.